Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Imagine this. A deadly aircraft slices through the night. It flies over the most advanced air bases across the world, and it carries a payload enough to alter history. Yes, guys, we're talking about the most expensive aircraft till date, whopping $2 billion. This 50-meter giant can become nearly invisible to all radars. You guessed it. Today, we're going to dive into the ultimate engineering of the Northrop B2 Spirit. Let's dive into it from its origins to its technology. The year is 1975. The Cold War is at its peak against the US and the Soviet Union. Around this time, the US launched squadrons of B 52 bombers across the world strategically poised at air bases. But the Soviet Union had way more sophisticated air bases that could easily track the B 52 squadrons and take them down without no effort. The US generals claim it to be as throwing a rock into a hive of bees. Because of this, the advanced B 52s were rendered useless by the Soviet Union. This is where US wanted to level the playing field to its advantage. Enter the ATB, Advanced Technology Bomber Program, that was started by the US. In this program, engineers were tasked to literally create giants that could drop payloads enough to destroy cities and make it invisible. This made most scientists scratch their heads. But at that time, no one knew that the answer was already figured out decades ago. Picture this. It's the end of World War I. Most of the US is busy building suburban houses and cars. But this one man, named Jack Northrop, has his own idea. He envisioned the flying wing, an aircraft that only has the wing part of usual aircrafts. He thought it would make a better aircraft as it supports aerodynamics and avionics much better. But Jack Northrop's dream wasn't dreamed forever. The dream came true in the form of the YB-49s created by the US. But the YB-49s had a problem. In those days, when World War I had ended, computers were not advanced enough to control something that big and that sophisticated. Because of that, the US ordered all YB-49s destroyed, which crushed Jack's dreams. Now, let's fast forward to the ATP. And guess which company has got the contract to the Advanced Technology Bomber Program? You guessed it, it's Northrop Industries. This time, the technologies are way more advanced, and Northrop's got near infinite fundings. So the company got to work. But we need to know, how do you make the flying wing invisible? First, we gotta talk about its design. The design looks like it's straight up flat out of a sci-fi movie. This thing was the Jack's flying wing cranked up to perfection. Every detail, every minute angle mattered in this bad boy. And this unique design served two major purposes. First of all, this new design reduced the radar cross-section significantly. That means that the plane is very, very difficult to track on the radar. The second thing that it did is it made the plane more aerodynamically efficient, which made it a little bit more maneuverable and a little bit more speed. But the real magic happens on the materials that they use and the paint on the surface. The B-2s are coated with top secret radar absorbent paints that can easily absorb the radar signals sent from air bases, which makes it literally invisible. Instead, like other aircrafts that easily reflect it and are easily detected by the air bases. This made it look like it was wearing an invisibility cloak. And these paints won't be declassified until, like 100 years. But I mentioned that this was a very difficult design to operate because the computers were not advanced enough. But this time, we had way more advanced technology. Because of that, the US invented the fly-by-wire computing system that is fully classified and very advanced, capable of controlling the B-2 bomber. Now we need to talk about capabilities. That's what we're all here for. First, let's talk about the amazing payload. This thing can carry a whopping 20 tons of ammunition. That's like 20 cars. I mean, wow. This thing can carry up to 85,000 pounds of GPS tracking bombs, and you guessed it, this thing can carry nuclear missiles. This thing is the demon of the world, and it has a range of over 11,000 kilometers. It makes that it could easily go to anywhere on the planet, throw a bomb over there, and come back to friendly airspace easily. Now, let's talk about its speed. This thing can travel to speeds up to 900 kilometers per hour. That is super fast, but compared to other fighter jets, you may think this is a bit slow. But this thing wasn't designed for speed, guys. Not really. This thing is a silent bomber that is invisible. So I think this speed is enough for it. Next thing we need to talk about is its cockpit. As I mentioned before, this cockpit is super advanced because of its new fly-by-wire computing system. This thing's so powerful that even if the GPS goes down, the aircraft can navigate using the stars. What? Yes, guys, you heard me right. This thing can navigate using the stars in the night sky. Not only that, the cockpit is way more advanced technologically and has way more screens than the usual standard fighter jets or aircrafts. Now we've covered all of its capabilities. Now we definitely need to discuss about how it costs, why it costs, and definitely the future of this beast. As we discussed earlier, this thing costs about a whopping $2 billion. But is it worth it? This $2 billion is like 5,000 average American homes. Is it really worth it? I think yes. The ability to bomb anywhere around the world without being detected alone can be worth $2 billion. And the other technology and advanced avionics that they use in this flight, definitely the $2 billion is worth it. But everything needs to change. Even a high-tech sci-fi fighter jet. The military is eyeing a new B-21 radar bomber. This is like a carbon copy of the B-2s, but even more smaller, more maneuverable, sleeker design, even more powerful, bigger payload, more advanced computing systems, and especially more affordable. If this thing comes out, this is going to be the first 6th generation aircraft. And that's it for today's video. Hope you like this video and make sure I know what your opinion on this beast. See you in the next video, guys, on a completely different topic. Till then, stay tuned. Bye, guys!